I mean, obviously the Ron Paul supporters are both a force on the internet as well as sometimes almost self-parody. Do you, obviously they've done great things for the campaign, the money bond, et cetera, but do you ever worry, or did you ever worry that they were also kind of, I guess, somewhat condemning the whole campaign in the mainstream media? Just for, their assorted antics, like digging everything?
So I think I can give you one example where it definitely did go awry, and it ended up resulting in the LA Times on the front page having a nice quote saying that I was referred to as an idiot among other things. So that's not something that too many people can say. But basically what happened was it got to be, so leading up to the Tea Party, December 16th, it was towards the end of November or beginning of December, and I had a talk with our campaign manager about how we had just gone down from having TV ads running in Iowa. And so we had started with very minimal support, 0 to 2% essentially in Iowa, and we had been up on TV for about a 2-week period, and had seen our poll numbers rally to the 5 to 7% range. And then we had to go down on TV because we no longer had the money to be able to invest in TV ads in Iowa, and radio ads in many states, and New Hampshire, the spending in New Hampshire and that sort of thing. And so obviously this is a problem, right? Because what we saw was that again, the value of the money bond was not the money raised on that particular day. It was the additional money that was brought in the form of new donors. And so what was happening was a lot of our donors who normally would be, say, maybe giving money every Friday when they gave to the campaign, were deciding to hold off until December 16th. And as a result, we were, you can't really run a business having a lumpy income stream essentially. And so I basically wrote a very firebrand kind of email, which is now notorious among our supporters. It's basically saying, you can't wait till then. We need the money now. We need to spend it now. And our supporters went completely up in arms and were unbelievably annoyed that how dare this rogue fundraising director rain on our Tea Party. And the humorous thing about it actually, and the thing that I think virtually no one in the grassroots knows, is that email was single-handedly the most successful email we sent out by far by a campaign. We raised more money than any message that Ron personally sent out, any other message that we crafted. Raised something like $250,000 in one day. Pretty power hungry after having that. But anyway, it was but that was a classic case where the grassroots thought they knew what they were doing, and they didn't understand the degree to which they were harming the campaign. And it was our job to basically get that out and get people to realize that no, we need the money now. We raised that money, and they ended up bumping up and having a smaller money bomb or something like that raised $500,000 on the last day of November. And so yeah, I don't know to what degree it impacts the mainstream media, but I can tell you it definitely a lot of the campaign itself has been managing working with the grassroots supporters as well as we can, and it isn't always the best,